forgot. Mr Speaker, if there's a headache... Oh, OK, fair enough, fair enough.
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Kelvin Davis.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. And despite everything that's just been said and the wind wasted in the last 5 minutes, this government's had a great year. It's had a fantastic year. We have a group of ministers and MPs who have been busy getting on with the job and building a productive and inclusive and a sustainable New Zealand that we can all be proud of, even those guys on the other side there. We're delivering on our promises to improve housing, to lift living standards, to protect our environment and upgrade critical transport and other facilities. We're rebuilding the hospitals, Mr Speaker, the schools and the public services that all New Zealanders rely on and for the previous 9 years have been run down into the ground. And we're responsibly managing the government's books. I mean, I remember the $11 billion fiscal hole that we were accused of running, and yet our Finance Minister has run a fantastic surplus in his first year. So we're running surpluses, we're paying off debt, and we're making sound investments we need for the future. And on top of all this, Jacinda Ardern has been earning acclaim for the way she's been representing New Zealand on the world stage. When you go overseas and you hear people talk about our Prime Minister and saying what a wonderful job she's doing, what a wonderful example she's setting, all of New Zealand, even those guys over the other side there, they can all be proud of our Prime Minister. And it's been a busy year, but we're just getting started, Mr Speaker. We're just getting started on our program of change. Meanwhile, while we've been busy getting on with the job of building a fairer and more modern New Zealand, I ask the question, what have the opposition been busy doing? What have they been busy doing with their time and their taxpayer-funded salaries? Well, when they're not busy tearing their own party apart internally with almost daily leaks and infighting, they've been busy wasting taxpayers' money to try and derail the government by bombarding our hard-working ministers with thousands and thousands of trivial questions and information requests that serve no purpose other than to waste time. And it hasn't worked, because this government is still going strong and we are finishing this year very strongly. So I'm going to give the opposition a bit of a present, Mr Speaker, something. It's an early Christmas present. It's something they've been asking for all year. And, Mr Speaker, it's my diary. It's my diary because they've been bombarding us with requests for our diaries. My diary as a tourism minister, my diary as the Minister for Māori Crown Relations, my diary as the Associate Minister of Education, my diary as the Minister of Tourism, asking for the same information, just packaged in a different way and wasting a whole heap of time and energy. So here we go, Mr Speaker, on Monday, 6 o'clock, get up, have a shower, get dressed. 6:15, have brekkie, cup of tea, read the news. 7:30, get into the office. Then by 8 o'clock, like my first meeting for the day as Tourism Minister, looking at the package of initiatives this government has brought in over the last year to ensure New Zealanders get the best from tourism growth. I get an update on the $8.5 million of funding we've made available to local communities so they can better manage responsible camping in the peak season that's coming up. We also discussed the International Visitor Conservation and Tourism Levy that is expected to raise about $400 million over 5 years for sustainable tourism. How much? $400 million. Then 9 o'clock. The first lot of 10 written questions from the National Party comes in for the day, asking me what cabinet papers I've lodged on a Saturday. On a Saturday! That just shows how hardworking they think we are. And then at 9:15, a meeting with my fellow justice sector ministers, we discussed the benefits of a joined-up justice sector and how these benefits are being seen with a significant drop in victim statistics, a drop in crime, and a 10% reduction in the prison population since it peaked in March, through safe innovations to make the system more effective. And then 10 o'clock, an OIA comes in from the National Party asking for my dairy. My dairy. Yes, my dairy, Mr Speaker, from the 1st of September to the 1st of October, they Want to know about my dairy? Well, Mr. Speaker, I've never owned a dairy in my life, so I declined the OAA. My parents owned tea rooms in Kawaka in the 80s. Maybe they're wanting to know about my parents' tea rooms.
Order.
Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Todd.
Well, Mr.